Hey guys, happy Thursday. So, on Tuesday, we started brainstorming about our personal narrative, right? If you didn't, you should go back and watch the video. Do that. Okay, so now that we've brainstormed, we need to come up with some details about what we're going to choose to write about, right? Remember how I talked about we're going to brainstorm some details about our trip or about our happiest moment, our happiest memory, sorry. So I have a map for you to use. So, of course, if you're watching this video and you're online, well, I can't give this to you. You can always print it out, or you can make one on a piece of paper. It works all the same. So, you notice we have who are the characters. In your story, you always want to identify your characters. Those are the people who are in the story. You're one of them. This is a personal narrative, right? So, you have to be in here. But if there's other characters, like your mom, your dad, sisters, brothers, aunts, uncles, put them in here, okay? So, when does it happen? You have to tell me when. If it happened last year, last summer, 2 years ago, that's what you're telling me, okay? So, I also want to know where does it happen? Now, this kind of walks out the important things you need, right? However, that's not all we're doing. So, once you have this information, because now we're starting to organize our information, we need to answer the question, what is the story about, right? Okay, so first, next, then. Oh, look at those transition words. So we have first, which is going to be our first detail, right? Now, I don't just, you're not just building a sentence, you're building a paragraph. Did you know that? Each one of these eventually will turn into their own paragraphs. This will be one, this will be another one, and this will be a third one. Crazy, right? Okay, so what's your first, what happened? Well, remember I was talking about my trip to Georgia, right? So on my trip to Georgia, the first thing we did, we had to drive there. It took us 18 hours. No, I'm sorry. Different trip. I take a lot of long road trips. It took us about 14 hours to get to Atlanta, Georgia. That was a long trip. On that road trip, we got to stop in Alabama and Louisiana, and we saw some really cool stuff. We saw a lot of old buildings on the way and a lot of trees. Man, that first part of the trip was really cool. Next, we got to Atlanta. We checked into our hotel, and then we got dinner. We had Chick-fil-A. We like Chick-fil-A. It's good. We also went shopping because Mr. Herring sometimes forgets things. Then we got to go see really cool places, such as the Coca-Cola factory, the Atlanta World Aquarium, and the Atlanta Zoo. Those places were so cool. I bet I could say at least a sentence about each. So, you notice how I walked you through the steps of my trip, right? 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 Right. Okay, so now that we're at this part, I've talked about my trip. Finally, or in conclusion. So, I had a lot of fun on my trip. I want to go back to Atlanta. That is a really cool place. I got to go to a really cool zoo, a really cool aquarium, and a really cool factory. Coca-Cola factory. It was legit. So, you notice how I kind of wrapped it up? And you kind of restate. Remember, like, our conclusion of just a paragraph when you conclude? So, what I would like you to do, fill this out. Make your own if you have to, or you can write the information down on a Word document. Now, you might be asking, if I'm doing a Word document, how's that going to work? Let me show you. So, I will show you the whole process. We're going to open up a blank Word document. My face is blocking everything. Okay. So, I'm going to go to my blank document. Okay. And I'm also going to, or not. There we go. I'm going to double screen this. Okay, so now I have my Word document, and I can see my personal narrative over here, my personal narrative map, right? So, how do we do this, Mr. H? Don't worry. So, what I like to do, before I split screen this, what I like to do is I like to turn the font up, and I like to put it in the center, and I'm going to label it personal narrative. Oh, I know. We can call it rough draft. Because that's what we're doing. We're drafting. We're not done yet, though. What are we going to name this? I'm going to name mine Trip to Atlanta. Okay, so, and we're going to come back down, and we're going to hit this left align. And then, what was our first detail? Let's go back. So the first thing that we need to make sure we have is we need to make sure we have who are the characters. So you can type in, there we go, characters. And then I like to use a colon because it helps me separate. So who are my characters? My characters are me, Caitlin, my wife, Bob, my dad, and Julie, my mom. We did a family trip. So, when does it happen? When? Last spring break. Okay, got it. Where? Oh, I named it Atlanta. We went to Atlanta. Okay, so, see where I'm going with this. First, I'm listing out my who, when, and where, right? Now, here's our what. That is what you're doing today. You are writing the what. You're giving me your three big ideas. So your first, next, and then. And you can label it first, next, then. And you can put as much in each as you want, guys, because each one's going to have more than just one sentence. Just like my explanation had more than just one sentence, okay? So if you have any questions, join me on the Zoom. I get lonely. I already told you this. You know it by now. So if you have any questions, let me know. I will be happy to help you. Okay, guys, y'all are awesome. Just remember, have fun. Be awesome. High five.